episode of the Connecting Faith to Life podcast. I'm Trey Rhodes, the Connections Pastor at Northwood Baptist Church here in North Charleston, South Carolina. In just a few moments, our lead pastor, Dr. Tommy Metter, will be joining the conversation as well. In our crazy and chaotic world, our hope is that these few minutes will help you stop and reflect on your relationship with Jesus as you learn to connect Christ-centered faith to your everyday life. Pastor, I know we said we were going to do something really special on episode 150, but here we are, 149, a week ahead, and we got something awesome going on here. So,
at least you say it's awesome.
Well, we'll see by the end, but I think it's going to be good. I really do. I got confidence in Randy Jackson.
Ramblin' Randy. I'm back.
Wow.
I'm back. You thought you got rid of me, but I'm back.
Our discipleship pastor, missions pastor, Logan Cato. So,
hey.
And he is excited as he can be to be here with us today. So
we've had them both on the podcast
Yes.
before. It's been a long time since we had Ramblin' Randy. Thankfully, it's been a long time, but he's long overdue to be on with us. It's been an equally a long time since we had, Logan Cato.
As you know, these two are some of our best friends, and we hang out a lot and talk a lot, and it's good to have them. It really is.
I thought I was never getting invited back.
I knew I was never getting invited back.
He was told.
And look,
actually.
miracles happen. This is the proof of a good and gracious and sovereign God.
That's
if
right.
they can be back in this room, this is a bona fide miracle.
And that his graciousness is extended through you to allow them back on. So,
Right. So we had on for several weeks in a row your wife and my
That's
wife,
right.
which brought the conversation up about 10 or 15 notches.
I agree.
This one's probably going to bring the conversation down about 10 or 15 notches.
I don't know about that. But anyway. Regardless of whether you like it or don't, let your friends know and invite them, Facebook, Twitter, however you do it, and invite them to come be a part. And seriously, this is a great opportunity to hear about what God's doing here at Northwood. And in the Charleston area, it's been exciting because today we're going to talk about what we did with this incredible ministry that and mission that we served in, and that is the Serve Tour Charleston ministry. And these guys were a huge part of it, and so we wanted them here to share. Pastor?
Yeah, so we just came off this great weekend. We did Serve Tour Charleston, which we partnered with the North American Mission Board. We partnered with the state convention, Baptist State Convention, with churches all over the country, churches in our state and our community, to go out into our community. I did 35 projects, right, Logan? 35 projects that targeted this city. Gospel was shared. People came to faith in Jesus Christ. It was a great weekend, and I wanted to have Logan and Randy on the episode with us today to kind of recap, because this was an unprecedented event where we had the opportunity just to work together for the sake of the gospel. We got to do some big projects. North American Mission Board was really generous with the resources they gave us to pull some of the things off that we pulled off.
Yeah.
And what we did with these projects are some relationships that Northwood already has, Gethsemane Baptist Church, Deer Park Middle School, the relationships we have in our international community, we were able to strengthen. And then we also were able to create maybe some new partnerships that we haven't had before. So it was really exciting weekend that I think long term is going to lead us to just a lot of unique opportunities in our city in the days ahead. So it really could be one of those catalytic moments in the life of our church as some more doors of opportunity through this event have opened up for us to walk through in the days ahead.
Amen.
And Logan was the project manager of it all. That's a big deal, Logan, the project manager. That's like, I don't know if there's a bigger deal than that.
Well, I don't know if it was that big of a deal. It was a good bit of work, but it was fun.
Because you had a hand in choosing those 35 projects. You met with community leaders, churches. I mean, it was a lot of work.
Yeah, you and I went and sat down with North Charleston's mayor. So we're talking about from the government level, different churches within our association working together, different organizations, a lot of organizations, nonprofit, Christian-based organizations that I didn't even know existed before this. But it was a lot, and we hit every area of Charleston.
We did.
Mount Pleasant, downtown, North Charleston, Hanahan, James and Johns Island. So it was really spread out over the city, and a lot of people came together to make this work. Sin Relief was just super helpful throughout the whole process. Like you mentioned, the state convention, the Charleston Baptist Association, the churches in our area, and then even our church. Our staff really came together. So it certainly wasn't me alone doing this, but it was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. And Sin Relief, they brought 2 18-wheelers to our area, just loaded with stuff, brand new tools, and it was wild.
Yeah, and that's one of the neat things. It was cool to see how generous Sin Relief wanted to be with their time, their money, their resources. They funded all of these projects, and they gave all the tools for the projects. Literally, we were just...
all we had to do is show up and do it.
Yeah, it was great.
It was really cool. So for you, just kind of as you think back on the weekend, what was your favorite part about the whole process, the whole weekend? What was your favorite part of it?
It being over was that was fun. That was nice. No,
because your anniversary, you and your wife celebrated your anniversary Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
First day of the tour, you celebrated your anniversary. You didn't even see your wife.
I left the house at 6 a.m. and got home about 10 p.m. And I sat down on the couch and I looked over to her and I said, "Oh yeah, happy anniversary."
Oh my gracious!
Very, very romantic day. But yeah, I mean, really, all the stuff, the churches coming together was super neat to see. Just even on Thursday night, as the team was praying together, we were praying for people to get saved.
Yeah, it happened.
And that happened. And, so I think all the time, effort, energy, that's a win, man. There are brothers and sisters now, that will be in the kingdom with us.
Amen.
So that was really, really good.
Yeah. So Logan was our project manager for the event. Randy was Randy. He did what Randy does.
He randied.
Randy.
Yep.
Randy is he's a mystery. It's like we know he's doing lots of things, but what is exactly Randy doing today? It's a mystery, but we know a lot's getting done.
A lot gets done. We don't know how it gets done, but it gets done, and it's amazing.
Randy's in there somehow because Randy does Randy. So when you think about the past weekend, just from your perspective, you had, we'll talk about it in a little bit, just Gethsemane and the role you played there. But what was your favorite part of the weekend? What did you see the Lord do? That you're like, man, that was really amazing.
I think it was neat for us to see, since we've been talking about connecting faith to family this past several months as a church family, to see families go out and serve on mission together, to have their kids there with them and to serve alongside many families who have never done any type of mission work other than just showing up to church and serving maybe in the local church. This gave them an opportunity to actually go out and make a difference and serve those who otherwise would not have been served.
Yeah. Absolutely. So three partnerships we already had: Gethsemane Baptist, which is really new for us, the Deer Park Middle School, and the partnership with the international community right around our church. So Randy led a team on Friday and Saturday to work at Gethsemane Baptist. Now this is huge for us. We started talking to Gethsemane about 6 or 7 months ago. We've been praying for a long time that as a staff that God would give us an opportunity to be a blessing to another church. We wanted to help a struggling church live again. And God opened the door at Gethsemane. Gethsemane is a great church, has a great history, about as old as we are, 51 years old, just been through ups and downs, and right now they're in a down. They've got about 25, 30 people that are coming in an area of our community that's exploding in growth.
Yeah.
They just need some help getting back on their feet. And so we're going to be that church that helps them to get back on their feet.
Amen.
And they're actually, if you're listening today, this is a Tuesday, they're voting tomorrow night as a church to actually enter into a formal partnership with us. It's a fostering relationship. We're going to just take responsibility for them over the next year or so, and again, just help them live again. And so this weekend was huge because it was, while we've had lots of, all of us have been over there.
Yeah.
Randy and Logan have preached. Well, you've preached. All three of you guys have preached there. I think I'm the only one who hasn't actually preached there. But you guys have preached over there, and we've been over there, and we've talked with their leadership several times. I've been in lots of meetings with them, just kind of laying out, hey, here's what partnership would look like, and all those kind of things. And they're voting on that tomorrow night. But Friday and Saturday was really the first time their people had an opportunity to interact with our people, right, outside of our staff, which was really, really cool. And so, Rain, tell us about that. Tell us what it was like to be there with our people in Gethsemane and what that looked like and some of the work that was done and how you think that strengthened the relationship we have with Gethsemane.
Yeah, it was very neat to be able to come in with a fairly large team on Friday and then another even larger team on Saturday. And we did obviously a lot of different work. We were painting and kind of clearing out just some things that need to be thrown or donated or reorganized. We did a quite extensive job on the roof. They had several leaks. And it was something that they couldn't afford. And what was neat is it wasn't just us showing up and them opening the doors. they had members there.
Yeah, they worked with y'all.
Several
Yeah,
members.
together.
Awesome.
But Mr. John was there, and he's probably in his late 70s, early 80s. He was on his hands and knees cutting in paint, one of the rooms, and he served all day Friday and all day Saturday.
Wow.
And they had several members that did exactly the same thing, that served right alongside us. They were there was hope.
Yeah.
They had hope again that things were changing and things were progressing, and they were just so excited to have us there partnering alongside them, but also just to see the changes that were taking place. And it almost kind of spurred them on for more changes.
Yeah.
And you've probably heard this in conversations with them. A lot of, kind of where they're at now is, well, we can't do that anymore. We can't do that because we're just not able. And what I saw this weekend is kind of a change from we can now.
Amen.
There's a lot
That's
that we
awesome.
can do. We might not be able to do exactly the same things that we used to do 25, 30 years ago, but we can now do lots of things for the kingdom of God.
Yeah, that was really cool. So just if you're part of the Northwood family, man, just keep listening out, because there's going to be lots more opportunities to partner with that church in some very strategic and very practical ways. So be listening out for that. We talked about Deer Park Middle School. Logan, talk to us about the relationship we have with Deer Park Middle and how this weekend was a blessing to that school.
Yeah, so our relationship with Deer Park Middle has been going on for several years now, and it's been really good. Our Life Connection groups at the church have been able to adopt all of their teachers over there, so they're keeping up with them on a regular basis. We've gone out, even through COVID, we did some work out at the school and had some teams go set up and just to care for the teachers and families riding by. So we're in a unique spot where we already had a relationship, and this weekend I think it's really going to help us strengthen that relationship. And so many of our members may be aware of this, and people listening might not be. The week before the Serve Tour, there was a student who strangled another student, and the student went unconscious, and the teacher didn't do anything about it. And I know they had reached out. Some of the teachers had reached out, just not knowing what to think about it, and just needed some guidance through that. So Cody Coxwell, our student pastor, he was able to go in and take a team of our youth, and they went in. They did a very simple thing. They painted all the bathrooms in the school. Now it was a lot of work, a lot of painting, but relatively simple thing to do. So when those teachers and students show up next week or this week now at school, their school just looks a little bit better, a little bit different. The principal was super, super thankful that we were willing to come, able to come. And what that's going to do for us, I think, is just strengthen that relationship that we have so that we're able to continue to care for the teachers, continue to care for the students, continue to care for the families. And that's just one story, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
This was happening at other locations around the city. So, and again, it was all resource for us. Sin Relief said, hey, we'll give you the paint and the tools and the equipment. Y'all just go do the work, and a really good thing out of that.
Yeah. And on our campus, we had the International Block Party, which you were here for that Trey.
Yeah,
I know that kind of started slow, but as the day went on, you had some
we had
families come.
great
and
participation.
And if you're listening, you may know that we have ESL at our church. We have English as a second language that we host on Thursday nights, which we have a lot of people that come to that. I think last week they had 75 people here, which is wild. That's
when we should have had the party.
right during ESL time. But I mean, most churches who do ESL struggle get 10 or 12 there, but to have 75, I mean, it just shows you how big the international community is around us, and we have great leadership that's running out. We have a wonderful lady who kind of heads that up, who just does an outstanding job. But this past weekend with the Serve Tour, we had a couple of families from Afghanistan that were here on our campus that are refugees. And so talk to us about that, Trey, about what took place here on our campus with the international community.
Yeah, it was a blessing just to have them here, have the kids here. I think it was good. We did our best to share the gospel. It got a little dicey there, just trying to understand and getting my Google Translate to work and everything else. But the point is, I think that just us being here and loving them and demonstrating Christ, being kind and gentle and happy that they were here, and especially coming in from a place like Afghanistan, you can imagine what the result they possibly thought would be. So it was, I hope it was nothing they thought it would be in a good way. We had one family show up, and they had been going through a very difficult time with a death, not in the immediate family, but the children ended up living with one of the other families. And anyway, she got our notification on the door and said, we just need to get out. And so they all came, and we were able, again, to love and demonstrate the love of Christ to them. And, and I know those things, you never know who you're going to be touching, who you're going to be ministering to. And it's just great. It is really touching to see that happen.
Yeah.
And so anyway, we were able to do a lot of that and share with people. I did get to share the gospel explicitly at the very end. And Hannah, our director, said, just say it in English because this is what it's about. They need to learn English.
Yeah.
So I asked if we were going to have a translator. She says, no, we don't want that. We want them to try to hear it in English. So anyway, we did, and they all listened attentively. How much they understood, I don't know.
Yeah.
But they did listen, and I appreciate that. So it was a great time.
Yeah. So those were 3 areas of ministry where we already had some connection, some partnership, some work going on. But something like this past weekend, just with the extra resources, extra people, we were able to do some additional work and strengthen those relationships. So Randy, you were at Gethsemane both Friday and Saturday. Now you were here for the rally. You were here in the morning times and helping get things ready. So you were here on campus, but you didn't get to see some of the other sites and what was taking place all over the city. But certainly you heard what was going on around our city, even though you were kind of isolated over at Gethsemane. Tell me something that maybe you heard from somebody else that took place somewhere else that really impressed your heart.
There were several projects that I was very excited about. One was working downtown with Pastor Fred. He's just a fantastic guy. I've had a chance to meet with him a few times and just to hear his heart and to know something as simple as dropping some gravel and spreading it out and doing a couple of little odds and ends there at his church is going to enable him to be able to do lots in the community. He's going to be able to reach out more. And they did a block party on Saturday, and I think they had lots of people come to that. And he's in a very unique strategic location downtown Charleston to be able to minister to people that we here in North Charleston, we just won't have that same opportunity to minister to those same people. So I was very excited about that. And I know I talked to him on Saturday night, and he was just ecstatic about what that weekend meant for him and for his church. And moving forward, it was going to open some doors for him there in the downtown Charleston area.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite stories that came out, and you're going to have to tell Logan, the story, Logan, was we partnered with an organization called Hope to Home. Is that Hope to Home or Hope for Home, something like that? But there was a unique story that was told. Well, tell us that story, Logan.
Yeah, so Hope to Home is a nonprofit organization downtown. Tom Young is the contact there. He kind of oversees all the work. So I got in touch with him because of the city. They reached out, and so we connected with one another, and he said, hey, we'd love to have some people come down and serve. And here's kind of the premise of what they do. They have a big warehouse downtown where they collect furniture, kitchen goods, whatever you could think you would need to live in a home. They have all of that stuff in their warehouse. And they are connected with families throughout the city who are in need of items. And so what their volunteers do is they come down on a Saturday and they load up delivery trucks and they give the volunteers the delivery routes. And so they go and they deliver, whether it be a couch, whether it be pots and pans, whatever that family may need. They go deliver that. They're able to share the gospel with that family. They're able to pray with that family. And so we had a few of our volunteers. They went down on Saturday, and they were able to go in and fully furnish an apartment for a family whose child was taken away by DSS.
Wow.
And so because the house was not in living condition or order. So they were able to go in, fully furnish this home, help them with all their kitchen goods, supplies, and get them DSS approved, and they were able to get their kid back.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big.
And so, I mean, that's a really neat opportunity. Yeah. And if you think like, hey, that's just a Saturday morning for a few hours.
Yeah.
They do this every Saturday. He was looking really to expand because a lot of the families they serve are in the North Charleston area. So their organization is looking for churches and people to partner with from this area.
So that could be an opportunity for us going forward.
For sure.
Send a few guys out on a Saturday morning, and in that process, you might have the opportunity to actually bring a family back together.
Yeah,
which is huge, right?
Yeah.
We also got to bless a couple of pastors. You think about Fred down in Charleston, but some pastors that we know and love here at Northwood. Randy talked to us about the rally on Saturday night. We helped one pastor in our community, but we helped another pastor that was really dear to us here at Northwood. Do you want to talk to us about that for a moment?
Yeah, Many of you who are at Northwood know Pastor Jerry, who leads Gracia Church here at Northwood. He's planted several churches, not just in the state, but all over the nation. He pours into pastors. He just does so much. His wife, Burley, is actually the one who takes care of our church, cleans and works every week to keep our facilities ready. And she was diagnosed with cancer, pretty aggressive cancer, not too long ago. And it just it broke them. It broke both of them because it was a surprise, and they weren't expecting it. And it's something that they don't know what it's going to look like going forward. So they've already started treatment. And so the association, Send Relief, local, state, and national level, they were able to come together and pull together some resources and some money to help alleviate some of the burden of doctor's visits and all of these types of things that they're having to do now to try to treat her cancer. And so it was very emotional for me. We were actually having dinner the Thursday night before we started and just kind of praying for different things. And Jerry and Burley are just very close to my heart. I spent a lot of time talking to both of them, and just to know that God is continuing to provide, not just in a kind of I'll pray for you type of way, but in a very tangible way that's going to help them get through this, push through this either way. And yes, they certainly have the prayer support of not just our church, but so many other churches. It was just neat to see everybody come together and surround him and their family with love and support.
Yeah, so that's what was really cool about this weekend is a lot of people got blessed. I mean, not only people that we don't know, but even some people that are very close to us. And just to see, again, the churches come together to do that together was really, really cool. So, Logan, okay, you got these projects planned out, made some new contacts. Really, for both you and Randy and Trey, all three of us, four of us, how many are around the table? What are you most excited about going forward? And what potential do you see going forward coming out of this weekend for our church?
Yeah, I'm excited about a couple things. I'm excited about partnerships within the city, and whether that be partnerships with other like-minded churches who are really just trying to see the kingdom grow in Charleston. We've met several of those churches, church leaders, and I've already had conversations about, hey, let's work together again. Can we do something similar to this at a city level? So already kind of thinking toward the future about, hey, how can we just bless our city? I was really excited about that. I'm excited about some of the organizations that I just wasn't familiar with. And some that I was familiar with, but we were able to get them some publicity and not just give information. Our members were able to go serve. Right. That's the best way to learn how an organization works, is to be able to go and serve with them. So I think about like an organization I knew about, but our people were exposed to, Lifeline Children's Services. They do really good work. And they are they work with the foster care agencies, but they work with local churches, and they want the church to come in and bless these families, and they provide all the training and resources and all those things. Really good organization. Something like Low Country Orphan Relief, they've got some really neat work, and it's relatively close to our church, and they love having volunteers out and some of the things they're doing. So I think it was good. Partnerships with churches, partnerships with nonprofit organizations, and just giving people an experience of what is going on in our city. Right. I think so many people do want to serve. I think people have a heart to serve. They often just don't know how.
Just need a little bit of direction.
Yeah,
hey, here's a good place.
There's so many different organizations. It can be overwhelming to figure out a good spot. Well, we have those spots, and we have plenty of opportunities ahead for people to jump in. Whether and really to meet kind of any desire that you have. If you like painting, guess what? You can go do that just about whenever you want to.
Anytime you want.
Yeah, I mean, these organizations always need help. They're nonprofits, so they have limited resources as well. But if there's certain demographics or populations you want to serve in the city, we know where those are. We know how to help you. And if you want to get connected and helping a church thrive again, guess what? We can help you do that. Right. So I think the exposure. I think weekends like this are just good for exposure. It helps open people's eyes to the possibilities that are in a very own city.
What do you think, Randy?
So I think there's some God timing that's going on. I was telling Logan this morning, actually I told all of y'all, I think, that they were picking up the meals that were packed at Mount Moriah. They packed 70,000 meals. And so we had 3 huge pallets full of meals. And so this morning, a good majority of it was picked up by the Humanities Foundation. But yesterday afternoon, I got a call from a ministry that works with homeless communities, and they do these monthly, shower, they do haircuts, they feed them a hot meal, and then they send them with a few meals. And she contacted me and said, hey, we had a church lined up and things didn't work out. And so we need a place in North Charleston to minister to the homeless community. Do you have, by any chance, this Saturday, do you have opening at your facility? I said, yeah, absolutely. Can we also provide some food that we just packed? Can we also provide some hot meals? Because we had some leftover food from our dinner Saturday night. And she was almost in tears as I was talking to her, and I was almost in tears just because it was a God timing type thing,
That's
where
really
she
cool.
called at the right time for us to be able to minister in that way. And of course, I'm excited about Gethsemane, especially with this vote that's tomorrow night, and being able to send some people to help that church live again, and have some joy and to see them grow, because I know God's going to help them grow, not just in numbers but in depth, and I'm excited to see that over this next year or two.
Yeah, absolutely. What you think, Trey? What you excited about coming out this weekend?
Well, again, I love people, just as a general rule, and just to be here with new people and see the excitement and the joy as they come and they're part, not only our people serving, but the people that we're ministering to. And just hearing the stories, the stories of some of the families Randy's already talked about. We're not going to do that again, but some of the family just coming back so pumped about what God was doing and how one family particularly said, it's just exciting to let God use me, doing something that I can do. Sometimes that's all it is. They just need to do something they can do. We're not asking everybody to be a missionary to the deepest, darkest parts of Erie and Jaya, but certainly.
Where? What? What did you just say?
Erie and Jaya, man. That's an old mission term. We don't even call it that anymore. What is it called now? I can't remember.
Do you know what he just said?
I'm pretty sure he used a bad word.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, my history of missions class, the textbook is called From Jerusalem to Erie and Jaya.
Yeah. Java, I think they call it now or something. But anyway, the point is,
Y'all are so much smarter than Randy is.
he might be. Not
It's
me.
true.
But anyway, but they can paint.
Yeah.
They can go help at Lifeline, or they can go help at, moving furniture. I mean, things that we can do.
Right.
And I've said many a time, let's do what we can do, not what we can't do.
Yeah.
And so to be able to see them engage that way was just glorious in every sense of that word.
Hey, you think about just great weekend, lots of busyness. Time to take a break, right? No,
we're getting to it.
No, we got a lot going on. So keep listening out, because there's lots of opportunities to plug in and serve. And think about the trip to Orlando coming up, Boston, potentially Indonesia in the fall, and then our local stuff with the fireworks show coming up. There's a lot going on this summer. So you are not without many opportunities to plug into the life of our church, or you're part of the Northwood family, and we need you to, so we can continue the work that God is doing here. Hey, Logan, Randy, y'all weren't too bad.
I was going to say, they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I mean, I
was impressed.
I thought this could be, it turned out better than I thought.
For those of you who are listening, Logan and myself also have a podcast that we'd like for you to follow. I'm just kidding. We don't. We need to.
Competing podcast.
Connecting
Randy and
Faith
Logan
to
show.
Life, #1.
Or,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Pastor, with that wise word, let's...
what wise word?
That wise word just a moment ago. Randy, you just blew it. You just absolutely blew it. I was so pumped.
Hey, Randy, you think you can do the exit today? You think you can do my part and take us out of here?
Sure.
You think you can? Let's put you on the spot. See how you do.
I don't know what you do.
Because you never listened.
I never listened all the way to the end.
Oh.
Right when you say I'm wrapping up, I'm done.
Randy, we're going downhill really quick here, bro.
Hit the music, Scott. Hit the music. Can you do
It's
it?
Rambling Randy here. We're so thankful that you joined us today on the Connecting Faith to Life podcast.
Hit the subscribe button.
Please hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, and leave us a rating.
5-star review.
We'd love to have a 5-star
That helps us get
review.
word out. And as always, we hope today's episode has
Helped you
Connect faith to everyday life.